Hey folks, so it's Tom, your Frugal Prepper. So I need to get this light replaced down here. And I'm not sure how well it'll show up on camera, but these screws are just completely stripped out and rusted. And they are on this one too. But that light still works. So this is just the license plate light. So I'm going to show you how I think I'm going to handle this. If I can get in there with a grinding disc, I'm going to try to grind a slot in that and then see if I can't get it out with a flat tip. Fun times. Why in the world wouldn't GM just invest in some stainless steel screws on this? You know, spend a couple extra pennies. Alright, let me get my grinder set up. So anyway, I did nick this a little here with the grinder. This couldn't be avoided, and I also nicked this one not quite as bad. Now only one of these was burnt out, but I'm going to do both of these, and I'm going to go get some stainless steel screws to put in here. And then what I'll do is fill these in with some epoxy, because this one did come through just barely. So I'll just fill that in with some epoxy, make sure it stays watertight. And here are the actual screws where I just ground a slot in them. I find when I do this on screws, normally using the great big diamond tip Craftsman screwdriver is my best bet. It's got these real fine little gritty ridges in the tip that grip in. But yeah, so now I gotta go up to the hardware store and get me some screws. Alright, so before I take off, I think, so that this will have plenty of time to sit and cure, I'm going to go ahead and do the epoxy part first. Man, it's getting warm out. I'm going to take my jacket off. Alright, so what I'm going to do first is just clean it up. Epoxy binds better to a clean surface. I'm just going to use some of this super wash stuff, because it's sitting on my workbench already. Okay, and then I'm just going to mix me up some epoxy. I'll buy some more of these soon. This Harbor Freight epoxy comes in handy for lots of stuff. You know, we just got to mix these about 50-50. That's plenty. It looks good. Just take a piece of cardboard here and mix it up. Alright, it's pretty well mixed. Then I'm just going to pack some in here. Pack some in here. I'll just take another piece and kind of use this as a squeegee to kind of clean off the excess. We'll do the same thing here. Alright, there we go. Now we can just let those set up and cure while we're gone. We'll be all set. Alright. Let's run it on up to the handyman. Burnout bulb. Got me a new one. I keep a little collection of bulbs here. I'm getting low. I only got a couple left of the clear ones on these little tiny bulbs, the 194s. So now we'll go put a new bulb in. These go in a socket straight up in here. They're kind of a pain to get to. There. Right up there. There's the other one. That one still looks pretty new there. I'm gonna go turn these on and see if they work. Oh, the lights won't come on without the key in. The lights on. Yeah, I got one there. One over there. I just gotta put the covers on. I'm just gonna check my marker lights and everything while I'm checking the lights, make sure they all work. I always check my lights about once a week. Make sure I'm getting some moisture back in the headlight. I have to probably just get some new ones. Took them apart and dried them out once. Why is this thing up? I did get gas yesterday. Alright, so now we'll go get those covers and get those mounted back on here. And from looking at them, let me show you. So the epoxy on these is dry already, or fairly dry. It cures fully in like 24 hours. But what I'm going to do is, since they're the same, is put them in backwards so that this clear part that's not messed up will be shining towards the plate. Just make it a little better that way. These stainless steel screws are quite a bit longer than the original screws, but that was the shortest one I could find in a number 10. It really looks like these might be 12s. But I couldn't really find much at all in a 12. So these 10s will thread in okay. And I'm just going to grind them down. So this hole here is stripped out. So I managed to find this is not a magnetic screw, so it's either aluminum or it's stainless steel. As hard as it ground, I'd say it's probably stainless steel. But it's a flat head, so I'm going to try putting that in this other hole. See if I can make that grab. Alright, so I had to put that one bigger stainless steel screw I found right here. Actually, I had to drill the plastic part out just a hair, and then that's threaded into the stripped out plastic part. And the rest of these are stainless steel ones, and they all grab perfectly tight. Now I got my tail lights all fixed up, and if the bulb burns out, I should be able to get in there and change it again in the future.